So how can we now get our book data here? Well, the great thing is it works just as shown in that shell. So from .models, we can import the book. That's how we can import that book class from the models file in the local folder. And that's a standard Python import syntax, of course. And now with the book class imported, you learned that you can query for data by using that book class and then the object's key on that, and then there the filter method, for example. Now you see my IDE gives me a lot of methods we can use here, and there are a couple of methods we'll also take a look at later in the course, but for the moment it indeed is filter, which I'm interested in. And to filter, I now want to pass my filter criteria, my condition, and actually here I want to get all books, right? So there is nothing to filter. So therefore let's maybe just use all instead to get all the books. And then here I'll store that in a books variable. This name is up to you, of course. And to expose it to the template, we add our context as we always did. Give this a name of books, for example. So add a key named books, for example, and point at the books we got in this variable. And that exposes those books which we fetch from the database, this list of books, to the template through that books variable, which we'll have in the template. So we can then go to the template and now output those list items dynamically with the for tag. So that for book in books, because that's the key name I assigned in my context, I output my list items. And then of course we also have endfor thereafter. And in here we now can interpolate book.title, for example. So here we can access those attributes which are defined in the model. There I defined title, rating, author, and is best-selling. So these attributes can now be accessed through the dot notation. And here, for example, I could then also say rating in parentheses and then interpolate book.rating. Like this. And if we now save all of that, if we reload, you see the list of books here. And that's how you can query and use the data. And it's the same syntax, the same commands you saw in the interactive shell, which is why I showed them to you there. So what I showed you there can be used just like that in your views or anywhere in your Python code to interact with your data and therefore indirectly with the database.